What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Rise Personal Training Podcast. I'm Coach Chris, here with Coach Ryan.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about the different ways to track your meals and your macros.
Yeah, so when it comes down to, staying accountable with your food, there's different ways that you can use that's going to help you stay on track, stay focused based off of your goals too. So we're kind of just jump into some different ways we can do it. Let's go over food log.
Yeah, food log.
It's the most kind of simple, basic, long-term ones, but so valuable in a way. And especially one thing that I notice when I have someone do a food log. And normally, all right, I want you to do for at least 3 days, preferably over the weekend, because that's where people struggle with.
Yeah.
When we go over those food log, right away, improvements in their food.
Yeah, everyone, as soon as they see it getting written down, they're like, oh, that's terrible. I'm going to do a lot better on the next one. Yeah.
People are more conscious. Like right away, it's more of an accountability thing, not much as what are you doing and what can we fix it. Like right away, I don't want Coach Chris to see what I'm eating. I'm going to clean up my eating right away. Yeah. And so it's like, all right, cool. We'll see almost an instant improvement from the accountability side.
Right.
But a food log allows us to really get a better understanding of what you're eating, when you're eating, somewhat of how much you're eating. Yeah. So we can kind of figure out what are some of the small changes we can make that's going to make a big improvement in what you're eating.
Yeah, like what areas we can change or what focuses we need to make.
Yeah, so, let's say if Chris is, what do you normally work out in? Mornings?
No, in the afternoons. Yeah.
In the afternoon. So let's say, for example, because Chris comes in early in the mornings.
Yep.
You're here at what time?
I get here at like 5:30.
That's when I'm going to bed. Let's say Chris is here at 5:30 and you're not going to eat. You're not going to work out until 12.
Right.
And you're coming in for your workout and you're telling me, man, I don't know what it is. I'm feeling a little lightheaded or sick or dizzy. And I'm trying to ask some questions to figure out what's going on. And now with the food log, I can see, hey, Chris is coming in. He had coffee before the morning. He didn't have any food. And now come time for his workout, he's trying to work out. And of course, you're going to feel a little lightheaded and not have the energy. You haven't had any food to help fuel that.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm going to see that, hey, Chris, you just ate a big meal, you scarfed down, and then you tried to go work out. That's why you're feeling a little bit sick because your food's not even digested.
Yeah.
So it allows us to get a better understanding of kind of the timing of what's going on, as well as kind of like just overall meals and snacks.
Yeah. The food log helps quite a bit. And then another thing that you can like kind of couple that with is the portion sizes. That kind of opens your eyes up to seeing how much you're actually eating. Yeah. And I think a lot of people underestimate or overestimate how much they're eating a lot of times.
Yeah, we'll see if your goal is to build muscle, you think you're underestimating. No, you're overestimating. You think you're eating more calories than you actually are, and you're wondering why you're not able to build that muscle and put on weight.
Yep.
And the same thing if we're trying to lose body fat, you're typically underestimating. I always feel like I'm mixing this back up. You're underestimating. You think you're eating less than you actually are.
Right. Yeah.
Underestimating, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you got it right.
Put a long day already. So when we actually, that's the whole idea of if we are tracking, we can actively see what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. And so if we're talking about, portion control.
Yeah.
So we go over real simple ways that you can do portion control. I like this because for people who don't want to write and record a food log or, track macros, which we'll jump into, this is an easy way to go through. So protein. Chris, show me your hand for the people on the video.
You got it right here.
All right, let's cut off the fingers. That size of your palm is going to be about one portion size of protein.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Typically, most people eat around 3 meals a day. We'll usually recommend around 2 palm-sized amounts of protein per meal. Perfect. That's going to put most people in the maybe 6 to 8 ounce range of most protein or meals, depending on what you're eating. Now, Chris is tall. He's going to have a bigger hand. He's going to have bigger portions.
Right.
Someone who's smaller is going to have smaller hands, smaller portions. So it's a real simple starting way that we can work on portion sizes without going over the top and measuring and weighing and doing all this other stuff.
Right.
So protein, we'd say about 2 palm-sized amounts per meal is a good starting weight for most protein.
Perfect.
Okay. For veggies.
Yep.
Fist.
Yeah, the fist size.
Just go to town on veggies.
Yeah.
But can we get at least a serving of vegetables, which is about a fist size?
Yeah.
Right? Again, can you do 1 to 2? It all depends on someone's preference and goals, but that's a good starting point.
I always try to overeat my veggies. I feel like I never eat enough of them. Yeah. So whenever, the other day I made pasta for dinner, and it was I had 2 pounds of meat in it. So it was quite a bit of meat. Heavy on the meat. And then I was like, all right, I'm just going to toss in this whole bag of frozen veggies. It tasted good, but I always try to overeat the veggies.
I hope you cooked those frozen veggies before you ate it with me.
Definitely did, yeah.
But yeah, I haven't met someone who's like, I'm eating too many veggies or having a problem. No one is, right?
That's true.
If we're looking at vegetables, can we at least get 1 fist size amount of vegetables if we're looking at things like carbs? rice, whole grains, stuff like that. We're looking about a cup size of your hand.
Yeah.
Sometimes certain fruits, it just depends. I mean, again, I'm not. Someone's like, I'm having so much fruit. That's the problem. Like, it's really never the case.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, but fruit has sugar. Don't worry about that. It's different. It has fiber. It has vitamins and minerals. Your body takes it differently versus how you're having candy.
And it's not an added sugar, so
Yeah.
it's technically is a good sugar.
So this is one of the worst things I probably ever heard in my life is someone saying, "Oh, carrots. Carrots have sugar. Don't have carrots." Like, what?
Oh boy.
Anyways, so carbs about the cup size amount of your hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Now people are like, "Oh, cup size? You mean like this?" No, that's a giant bowl. That's
Yeah.
maybe people having so much rice or beans or tortillas. Like those are all different types of stuff. Fats. I'm gonna get canceled right away. Fats are the size of your thumb, or an okay is one serving.
Yeah.
Okay, when you had an entire avocado and some slice of toast. I know. Do you eat avocado toast?
Every once in a while.
Okay, maybe some guac. I'm not a big avocado guy. Sorry, but people, I'm having avocado toast. They have this obsession. It's probably delicious. It's an insane amount of fat and it's high calorie.
Right.
Good healthy fats. We want to have them, but within portion. Right. So again, if you're like, wait, the size of my thumb, are you kidding me? And a full avocado is 300-400 calories. Right. So again, different ways that we can balance it out. If we're looking at a general healthy meal, if we're looking at one serving of each.
Yeah.
Right. Again, we tend to go more towards the higher protein for the people that we work with from body composition, recovery, stuff like that, which is why we let's try to at least get 2 palm-sized amounts of protein. But that's how you can kind of eyeball and space, portion your food. So if you have a plate, all right, cool. I have at least 2 palms of this, a fistful of veggies. For carbs or fats, I at least have a small portion to have a good overall balanced, healthy meal.
Yeah, and think if you wanted to get deeper into and actually weigh everything or get into it, I mean, you could use apps. There's a bunch of apps
so
now.
tracking your macros.
Yeah.
Especially with technology, guys, if you are paying for someone to design your macros, be a macro coach, what a waste of money. Now, if you're using them for accountability, that's different.
Yeah.
If you're just having, and this was a big thing, people are like, oh, I'm going to pay you to create my macros. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
You could literally, there's so many great free online calculators to use. One of the things that we use when it comes to macros to make our life easier and easier for the coach is Carbon.
Yeah.
So we use we recommend an app called Carbon Diet Coach. And there's so many different ones. MyFitnessPal is probably the most well-known one. There's a bunch of other ones.
Yeah, I think Carbon is pay-based.
Yeah, you're going to pay it. I think
but
most of them kind of gone that way.
Yeah.
The difference, if MyFitnessPal, if we're tracking calories and macros, and for those people maybe you don't know, your macros are your macronutrients, which are protein, carbs, and fats. Right. It's how many grams of each should I have based off of my goals and my total calories, right? Without trying to get overcomplicated. So MyFitnessPal will basically set up an initial, this is your current weight, this is your goal. It's going to give you an estimated based off of that. This is where it is. All right, Chris, you need to eat 2,000 calories of this, 150 grams of protein, whatever it's going to be. It's going to set up your things. All right, go have fun.
Yeah.
So the problem is you could start that way and you may see progress, but it's also how quickly are you looking to see your progress? Are you seeing progress? Do we need to adjust and stuff like that?
Right.
And that's where Carbon Diet Coach comes in handy. It has a weekly check-in. It's going to make the adjustment based off of other things. If we're seeing progress, great, keep doing what you're doing. If we're not, do we need to increase calories, decrease calories? What do we need to change? It just takes out some of the nutrition coaching on our end.
Yeah. And then the nice
I use
thing,
it just makes life easier.
Well, the nice thing too with Carbon is you can also put in your in-body results and it'll recalculate whatever you are. So if you've lost more muscle than you were technically supposed to, but you've been hitting your goals that Carbon has set for you, then maybe it'll readjust and say, oh, we're going to have you eat more protein and do this, or it'll adjust based on what your
and it just
results
makes the conversation with us easier.
Yeah.
Because now we actually have some data. We're not just guessing because it didn't happen and you may be guilty of it. It's okay. But I'm eating healthy, Chris. I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. Or I'm getting enough protein. Why am I not getting enough muscle?
Yeah.
We can talk and have these conversations and figure it out. But if we have it in front of us, cool. I know what your calorie range has been. I know if we're getting your protein.
Yeah.
I know why you're not being able to build muscle. You're not getting enough calories or enough protein. I know why you're not losing it. We're not in a deficit. So it allows us to get a better understanding, really just to help you better.
Yeah.
So we've gone over
the food log. We've gone over portion size.
Portions, macro counting
tracking,
or macro calorie. Another one that can be helpful is kind of goes with the food log is taking photos.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like a photo log, right? Before you have a meal, just say, let's take a quick picture of what I'm going to eat. I like to say, hey, put your hand next to it or something, because we could tell scale. Because sometimes people will send me, I'm like, is that a bowl? No, it's a big plate. Or vice
a salad
versa.
bowl.
I can't tell really what I'm looking at sometimes.
Yeah.
So it just helps us understand a little bit better of like what you're eating and stuff like that too. So I feel like those are kind of the big 4.
Yeah, I think that like nowadays with all the new AI stuff, some of those are the apps are using, like you can take a picture of your plate and it like calculates
I haven't
and
used
guesstimates.
it to know. It seems like it can't be that accurate.
I mean, some of them are. It depends on what it is. I think if it's like a really complicated meal, definitely not.
You can't have a burrito that's wrapped in like burrito. What's in it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, you have to know. Yeah, you have to break it down and stuff like that too. But yeah, those are pretty much the easy ways that you can track and stay accountable to what you're doing. I'd say tracking your calories and macros is going to be the most accurate. It's going to give us the most information. Some people are like, I get it. Some people don't want to put the time and effort.
Right.
I recommend, if you have not done it before, do it for a few weeks.
Yeah.
It's going to be more of like a lesson learned and understanding, oh, wow, I was eating way more or way less than I thought. It helps you just understand your habits a little bit better and dial you back in. It also, when you weigh your food, because you have to weigh your food to track it, it helps you understand portions a lot better.
It does, yeah. I struggled for a little while, like trying to get the right amount of food in because I was way under eating. And then when I started using MyFitnessPal and tracking everything, I realized I really had to eat a lot more. And then my protein, I was way down on protein. So now I don't really use it all that much anymore. Every once in a while, I'll hop back on and kind of use it to see where I'm at. But for the most part, I kind of focus on just logging my protein. So I'm keeping up to date.
That's a good thing. Like, yeah, a good point too. It's right. You can use combinations of these, like, and sometimes like that's an easier step. Hey, maybe you don't have to track and measure every single thing, but let's at least track our protein.
Yeah.
Let's start there. You don't have to measure, weigh, clock, all that stuff. So one thing at a time. But yeah, measuring your protein by itself is a good tool as well. But yeah, that's gonna be probably the best one that's gonna be to do if we're tracking and measuring, so we have the most accurate information. I'd say next after that would be kind of a combination of the food log with the photos.
Yeah.
Because the food log by itself, I had chicken, rice, and a carrot, but like portions. Like it doesn't give us that information. It just gives us a breakdown to get an understanding. So, but now if I have that with pictures, then that's a little bit more information. Makes it a little bit easier that way. So again, different ways you guys can track. If you have questions, let us know. We've changed up how we've been doing our nutrition coaching with our new nutrition coaching program. So for you guys that haven't done that, looked at it, book the first call. You'll fill out a questionnaire. We'll jump on a call with me or one of our teammates, team members, or staff, coaches, and we're just going to break down and see, okay, what are some things that you need to work on? Hey, if you're doing great, just keep doing what you're doing, and maybe we'll just do another check-in or another an in-body measure or something, or like, hey, let's get you on track. Let's get you on some weekly nutrition. So let us know.
Yeah, let us know. That's all for today. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Catch you next week. Thank you.
Later.